Hey, what's up, guys? I'm finally back streaming Hearthstone again after what seems like forever. Gonna be playing some more Hearthstone Arena mode, and without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. If you're watching over on YouTube, be sure to check me out live at twitch.tv/thefantasticbunny. And with that being said, let's jump into some more Arena. I have been playing and keeping up a little bit with Hearthstone since the last time I played, and my impression is that in Arena, Warlock is really good right now. And yeah, just check the stats. Warlock is actually the best class right now by quite a bit. So let's jump into a Warlock run, see if we can do well right off the start. To begin with, Moarg Forge Fiend seems good, just a good defensive tool in the end. Hellfire seems good. Cabal Outfitter also seems good. Both good cards. I'll take the Outfitter. We'll see if we can build a kind of Zoo Warlock, maybe. These cards don't seem great. Cartoon, I guess, is the best. It'll help restore some of our health pools toward the end of the game, which is important as a Warlock. Defender of Argus seems good. Basically a 4-mana 5/5, and the other cards aren't great. Darkspear Berserker seems really good here. It does have some counter synergy with our Warlock hero power in that it causes damage to our own hero, but it still seems good just to get ahead and fits in with the kind of Zoo Warlock we're looking to build here. Fiendish Circle and Grim Necromancer seem like they're very close in power level. I'll go Grim Necromancer just because the tier list says it's better. Cthulhu the Shattered is actually really good in Arena, just because you're not actually aiming to play Cthulhu the Shattered, but each of the Cthulhu parts are good individually. Demonic Assault seems really good. Just a good 4-mana removal, and it develops some presence onto the board, and it's a little bit of a defensive card, which again is good with the Warlock hero power. Stockade's Guard just seems like it's decent stats for the cost with a good small upside. Like, I'm gonna go Stockade's Guard. I think it is close. Meeting Stone seems really good. It says Rat Catcher's that good. Because we have an attrition deck. I'm not sure I agree with that. And we don't have any great synergy cards for Ratcatcher. I'm gonna go Meeting Stone. Pit Crocolisk seems good. Enslaved Fellord is just a good finisher. A lot of value. Here's the edge to Impatient Shopkeeper. But I think the Fellord is just the better card. I'll go Fellord here. Curse of Weakness, these are all bad choices. I'll go Stormwind Guard, seems really solid. Gives the edge to Blood Imp here. I think it's close, but I'm gonna go Stormwind Guard. Shady Bartender seems like it could be interesting. We have 1, 2, kind of three demons. So it's probably not good enough to go Shady Bartender. I'll just go with the 2-drop. I'm gonna go Injured Tolvir, because it's also a taunt. Sinister Deals is good. Encumbered Pack Mule is really good. But so is Hellfire. I guess I'll take the AoE. The Pack Mule is good, but we could use some catch-up in this deck. Nari Mosher seems really good. These are all bad choices. I guess I'll go 3-mana 3/3, but we could potentially get a Lackey. Twisting Nether seems good. So does Dread Infernal. Gives the edge to Dread Infernal here, which I'm fine with. We have a lot of high-end already. Hog Rancher seems good. Hi Wavy, how are you? Unstable Shadow Blast seems really good. Just strong removal for cheap. Claw Machine is really good, of course. Again, some bad choices. Probably Elven Archer, just for the ping. Beyond seems solid. River Crocolisk just for some early game. Another Peon seems solid. Darkmoon statue seems okay. We don't have too many 4-drops that I would like to play on 4. It's going to be a little bit awkward to corrupt it, but it's better than the other 2 choices here. Although Duskbat isn't that bad. Step off, Wavy. He's mine. The Royal Librarian seems solid. Just to have the silence and the tradable minion. If it's not applicable, we can just trade it away. No. I'm just gonna go Royal Librarian here. Curious Etten is a good taunt in the late game. This can be removal in the late game, so I'll take it. Overall, this deck seems solid. It seems like if we're going to lose, it's because we get a bad curve in the early game. But it seems solid. It has a lot of defensive tools, and that Warlock hero power can let us take this into the late game. First hand seems kind of bad. Probably going to be a full mulligan.
None can escape my fury.
Your soul shall be mine.
Really want to find the 2-drops and 3-drops, not that 2-drop. I'm gonna trade that looking for a 2-drop.
Job's done.
Found a second 3-drop, which isn't the end of the world, better than Cabal Outfitter on an empty board. We're still really looking to find that 2-drop here. Again, something playable. Unfortunately, didn't find it. So next turn's looking like Hog Rancher. Well, so we're not falling massively behind right from the beginning. I'll just go Hog Rancher here. It trades evenly with that card. And I'll trade the Hog in just so that the Rogue can't hero power the Hog down. Next turn, if he doesn't take this trade, then it's probably just Demonic Assault. And then follow up with Cabal Outfitter, Meeting Stone. God, I got that. But it's a pretty good 4-drop to get off of this card. That is a very good matchup into the Oil Rig Ambusher, which is why I'm reluctant to play that. Demonic Assault. And push some chip damage in face so that I can start limiting the utility of this hero power. Next turn, potentially I can clean this up with Unstable Felbolt. Unfortunately got the bad hit there. I would have preferred the hit here so I could take that trade. Now I have to use the Unstable Felbolt to clean it up. Oops. I'm just gonna push some more damage face. I don't really have any great value trades here, so it's not worth engaging the trade myself. Injured Tolvir. Silence there's pretty good by the opponent.
Life is an afterthought.
I'm just gonna take it slow. I think I win in the late game because of my hero power. So I'm happy just to take it slow and eventually leverage that hero power into a win. If I trade pretty much evenly on resources, then eventually I'll come out on top. Very good Dragon Moss Scorcher by the opponent. But again, the Enslaved Fellord onto a mostly empty board is very solid. It discourages him from playing anything else. Opponent either disconnected or is conceding here. I'm gonna get the meeting stone down and pull ahead on board. Just start pushing damage face. I threaten lethal next turn if the opponent comes back. But I think they just gave up. It is what it is. We'll take the first win. Oh, they're not conceding.
I'm not going down without a fight. Smart moves. I concede.
Could have disconnected or something if they're on mobile. Not the way I usually like to win, but I think I was going to win that game anyway, so I don't feel too bad about it.
Gul'dan versus Serranoyo.
Your soul shall be
Again, a
mine.
bad first hand. Really want to try to find the 1 and 2 drops. I'm going to send back the Hellfire. It's worth considering keeping it as a catch-up mechanism, especially against Paladin. But I think it is just a little bit too slow to bank on keeping Hellfire as a catch-up. I'd rather just get off to a better start by finding the 1 and 2 drops. But I think it is a close call there. A lot of players might keep the Hellfire there, and I'm not saying that's strictly wrong. The Peon is a very solid pickup. I can go 2 into 3 into 4. I am unfortunately wasting the battle cry of the Minari Mosher, but still just good to get stay on curve here. The Peon against the Silverhand Recruit is a very solid matchup. I can get the spell here, unless he has some sort of buff in hand. And next turn Minari Mosher comes down. Paladin's taking another slow turn, so hopefully that's not Avenge, although it's looking like Avenge based on that play.
I'll try.
If it is Avenge, do I want to trigger it now? I think I do want to trigger it now, because I have the ping in hand to punish him if he tries to take the value trade back into the 2-2. So I'll just go or else I just have Minari Mosher, which is a fine matchup. It could also be the secret, I can't remember what it's called, but it turns a minion into a 1-1. Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. But it is what it is. It's not a great use of the Peon, but at least I'm ahead on board and I got an even trade there. Plus he expended a whole card to get rid of my Peon.
I'm not going down without a fight.
I'm gonna follow with my own Darkspear Berserker
Not going down without
and clear off the Silverhand Recruit. That way if he takes the value trade here, I can follow up with Demonic Assault plus Elven Archer. And I've already gotten some value out of the Minari Mosher by killing the Silverhand. Noble Mount there is of course very good, but I would have hit here. It seems a little bit weird to hit there.
Reporting for duty.
I don't think I can attack into that secret, because if it is whatever that secret's called, then I would just lose the game there. So I'll test for Oh My Yogg. Okay, it's not Oh My Yogg. So I'll try an Eye of Cthulhu here.
I see your weakness.
A little bit unlucky not hitting the Silverhand Recruit. I'll go ahead and kill there. Based on how he responds to the 1-1 here, I'll know if that secret is the 1-1 or not, because if he goes out of his way to kill it, like that, then it is the turn a minion into a 1-1 when it attacks secret.
Something need doing.
It's not a great play, but I'm really hampered by whatever this secret is. And hopefully this will develop enough minions that will let me test to find out. Next turn the Enslaved Fellord comes down.
Fellow man. No, that's not right.
Let's see if this goes through. It was another Judgment of Justice.
Never back down!
So the Enslaved Fellord is really good into his board. It forces him to full trade.
Guess what dropped?
That is very strong by the opponent though. Does he have enough to clear here though? He doesn't. Let's go ahead and tap and see what we get there. Nothing great off the top. I'm gonna trade this away and see what I get.
You back tomorrow.
I'm gonna develop the Curse of Weakness and the 3/3. That way I can hit here and do 4 damage there. Set up the kill on the 6/6 next turn. A little bit behind on board, and the opponent's going into the opponent's turn here. And the opponent has the Sea Cloud Buckler lined up to leverage that advantage into a win. A couple of good top decks for me here, Hellfire or the other piece of Cthulhu, not this one. No great plays here, so I'm going to tap, see what I can get off the top.
Neither snow nor rain nor witch. Move!
Not a great trade, but again, I do just need to fight for board as much as I can here. The opponent's going to flood the board and give it all Divine Shield here, so hopefully he doesn't have anything too scary in hand. Like that, for example.
Attention, class.
Reporting for duty.
That seems like a misplay. He should have hit first. Yep. At least the opponent misplayed, so I don't think it matters. We're pretty out of it here. This is what I needed last turn. It's unfortunately just a little bit late now.
Gul'dan versus Rexxar.
I'm gonna send back all of this hand.
Begin. Your soul shall
I
be
think I send
mine.
back Minari Masha. I have... I'd rather have. It's almost a third of the deck, so it's probably worth sending back. This hand is just atrocious. Next turn, looking like life tap, unless I can draw into a 2-drop. Theon is a perfect draw.
Something needs doing.
Not being able to curve out has just been killing me these last few games. Injured Tolvir is very solid here.
One shot.
I'm gonna go for full tempo. See what I get off the spell first. The Hellfire is very solid, especially if I think I'm gonna be behind this matchup. Here I can kill the Devouring Ooze, and the Tolvir has a good matchup into all of the adventurers except for the Poisonous one, in which case it ties, or the Divine Shield one, in which case it ties. Here I can go Defender of Argus, because I set up the situation where to have 2 minions.
My shield for Argon.
Give it a shot.
And I'll just go ahead and kill off the 2/2, so that the Spider Tank can't kill my 2/2. I can try the Swift Messenger here.
Rain nor witch.
It could be Explosive Trap, in which case I just misplayed.
Into the breach.
I'm not gonna attack into Explosive Trap. I'm just gonna own the misplay. If it's Explosive Trap, I don't want to attack here. I'll go ahead and life tap,
Into the breach.
kill off the Vile Brood Skitterer, and just develop the
Is my destiny.
Necromancer. This gives me a lot of targets for the Stormwind Guard and for the Darkmoon statue. So, some good synergy there. Claw Machine there is a little bit slow. I'm not too upset to see that. Here I'm fine just developing the Fell Lord. Next turn might be Darkmoon statue plus Stormwind Guard. I'm going to test the secrets and then Hellfire if my... Okay, well... I'm gonna test the secrets, yeah. Because I think one is likely Freezing Trap now. Given how fast he picked this secret, I think it's Freezing Trap. Yeah. He snap picked it while I had one large minion on board, so I figured it was probably Freezing Trap. And that lets me get those secrets out of the way. Here I can just kill off the minion and build my own board. Life and head and value. I'll go ahead and, well, I don't think I need to maw that actually. I can just develop the Fell Lord, keep capitalizing on having the Meeting Stone on the board, and if he plays a big minion here, I just eat it. If he plays a small minion, I can cleave into it.
Then strike harder.
That's a little bit scary. I'm gonna eat it just so that it doesn't give him some sort of crazy burst damage out. And then from there, I'll develop the Peon and the Deadly Adventurer,
Need one shot.
just to try to bait him away from killing my Meeting Stone. This is a good target, this is a good target. But also, if he kills something and this dies, then I can develop the Dread Infernal to deal 1 damage to the second half and activate my Peon. Unfortunately, he has the answer for my Meeting Stone anyway. The good side is that the Dread Infernal is very good now.
Aim for the wheels.
The Dread Infernal here is just insane. It's actually
I'll try. Work.
see what I get off the Dread Infernal. Embalming is a card I haven't seen in a long time. I have a lot of answers here, so my priority should just be to try to preserve my health total as much as possible. I'm gonna get the lifesteal minion on board so I can start regaining some of the life I've lost, and maybe he'll find this scary enough to kill with the Stranglethorn Tiger.
Out of the oven.
Spice Breadmaker's bad on the opponent's side, so I'm happy to see it. Does he kill here? He does, so he finds that scary enough, which is a good sign. It means he doesn't think he can win in the long game.
Looking for a way to make quick cash.
I'll go ahead and kill there, and then try my odds with the Eye of Cthulhu. It's likely to kill both, but not guaranteed, obviously. Unfortunately, missed. So... I'll go ahead and life tap, see what I get. Nothing great. So I'll just give this Haunt to preserve my 6-1 and pass the turn. Next turn, Moarg plus life tap looks solid.
Audience with the king.
Forgot to play around that card, but I probably should have. Here, I'll just Imp Balming it. Probably the biggest card I'll see.
King's on a thread.
So, here the Stormwind Guard blocks this from killing the 7-2, and I just threaten lethal on board.
Hogs on the loose.
This was a solid control game. I think the deck performed how it's supposed to, just run them out of threats with efficient answers and secure a victory in the late game by leveraging your hero power.
Gul'dan versus Rexxar.
Gonna toss back all three of these.
Your soul shall be mine.
The injured Tolvir is very solid, the other cards are bad. At least we have 2 into 3, we have some time to draw some 4s and 5s.
I've got more left in me.
We're drawing a lot of the late game in our deck. Here we have a good matchup into the Anomaly. Did he trade that himself? Very weird, what does that mean? Is he setting up for a explosive trap? Or maybe he has a rush minion that it does 1 damage or 2 damage? He cost himself 2 health by letting me hit face instead. Especially given that he had the coin.
I'm not going down without a fight.
Yeah, that's very weird. I don't know, I guess maybe it's just a misplay. The Stockades Guard doesn't do much, so I'm just gonna tap and try to find an answer instead. Sinister Deal is solid, could find me something good. Right now, my whole board trades into his minions, so I'm looking to find a more efficient answer, hopefully. The fact that the opponent skipped turn 2 is really good for me. But they've had pretty solid tempo plays since then. Let's see what I find off the Discover Lackey. Draconic Lackey is really good in arena mode. So I'll see what I get off the Discovery here. Alexstrasza is probably my best bet. It can just be damage if I want to push an advantage. Then I'll develop the 2 and the 1.
It's a riot.
Just to hopefully block this 5 damage from going face. Next turn I can clean it up with a Claw Machine potentially. The Rat King here is solid. Not much I can do about that. I like the Eye of Cthulhu here. It usually cleans up pretty well. And I have some good breakpoints. Technically cleaned up. I think I like the line of pushing damage face, because I'm kind of close to pushing for lethal here. On turn 8 I can push 5 face, and then on turn 9 I can push another 8 face.
And the cycle of life is reborn anew.
I don't love that he took my Alexstrasza away, but it does mean he basically paid 6 mana for no stats, because he ended up with a 6-1. I'm going to develop the Claw Machine here, but not trade it right away. Just because of the damage it threatens to push face, and I'm very close on pushing it on a lethal. If the Claw Machine connects, then I just use Pit Crocolisk to push the damage face. If he somehow kills the Claw Machine, like with Quickshot for example, then I'm fine just developing the Moarg Forge Fiend next turn instead.
Sting like a bee.
Moarg Forge Fiend is fine. Even if he manages to kill the Forge Fiend, I just need to hit face 1 more time with Crocolisk, and then the Pit Crocolisk is lethal. The art on this card always weirded me out. I don't like it.
Never knew you wanted.
Pandaren Importer, looking for an answer, so that's a good sign. He didn't find an answer, he would have snap picked it.
Went back together.
I don't think there's any mechs that deal with this. Found a secret. I don't think it matters what the secret is. Looking like Explosive Trap, but I have lethal through Explosive Trap. He could also just be baiting. Well, I just have lethal from hand then.
One shot, one.
Another good showing from the deck.
Gul'dan versus Garrosh.
Victory or death! Your soul shall be mine!
I'm gonna throw back all of these cards again. None of them are good in the early game. I'm really looking for those 1s and 2s in the early game. The Elven Archer's been surprisingly solid. Definitely a good pickup, given how light I am on early game. It can help me keep from falling too far behind. Picking up the 2 is really good. Mermy's not that scary. The injured Tolvir has a good matchup there.
I've got more left in me!
The Maw of Cthulhu is a good answer later in the game, not so great right now. Woodcutter's Axe is a little bit scary. The rush minion that gets buffed by this could come down next turn. I'm gonna go tap plus Elven here.
One shot, one.
Unfortunately, I am slowing down a little bit going to my 4th turn. And I don't have 2 targets on board for Defender of Argus. If he kills here, then I really can't go Defender, it's just a 4 mana 3/3. So it's probably Sinister plus Rivercroc, or tap plus Rivercroc, maybe.
A diet I inherit!
Really solid tempo start by the opponent. Necromancer's good here.
Path is my destiny.
Sets me up for a potentially good Argus next turn. Oof, Shiver Their Timbers is really solid, doing 5 damage for just 1 mana. Let's see what I get off Sinister Dio here. Again, a Draconic Lackey seems really good. In Arena, discovering Dragon's Wings games, so... I'm not going to attack here, it doesn't make any sense for me to. The opponent can kill one with the sword, one with the Sword Eater, and then I get to swing back with the Defender of Argus.
King's honor, friend.
That's a good buff for the opponent, but at least you missed the other buff with the Stormwind Guard. I'll just go ahead and kill this and develop the 2-drop. He does have good matchups into both of these demons with the sword and the Sword Eater. If he doesn't, I can punish him with the Minori Mosher. Alternatively, the Enslaved Fell Lord is good at cleaning up this board. Opponent's been using this hero power a lot, which is good because the hero power essentially does nothing. Getting 2 armor won't be the deciding factor in this game, and I have the better hero power. We're getting into the late game now where I can really leverage my hero power to get a material advantage over the opponent. But even so, it seems like he just definitely placed this wrong. That was a misplay. Oh, he was planning to full trade, I see. Did he discover the Shield Slam, or did he have it? No, he just had it in hand, I understand. I'll life tap and see what I get here first.
Something new.
On your wings of evil.
Ysera is really, really good in Arena. It's a great value card.
The pit is churning.
Me angry. You're the way.
So yeah, I just mob Cthulhu here. Keep it nice and simple. Next turn Ysera comes down. Okay. So the dream here by Ysera is just devastating. He spent 9 mana and I'm basically undoing that with a single spell.
Quiet. Call the dragons. Quash the marsh.
By the way, this guy's Voidland is can't quash the mosh, and I never knew that before. I could never make it out until just now. 10, 11 damage, plus 4 is 15. I'm not quite there yet.
Quash the marsh.
I don't think it's that important.
Lucky day.
Trouble?
Here I just build a really strong board and threaten a lot of damage. Dragon's Roar is slow by the opponent, but he could find a good dragon here. That being said, he can't play Deathwing this turn, and if he doesn't do something, he's just dead on board. Crowd Roaster is really good tempo, just to deal with 7 damage right now. Here, no matter which target Lothar attacks, he's dead. Probably the best target for me. I'm gonna keep pushing damage face while I'm ahead on board. Just try to end the game. I think the opponent's looking for an answer.
My shield for Argon.
Does that do it? No, I don't think so. Because I have Hellfire plus hit, and I just push the damage. Into a good dragon has won me the game. There's the one against the hunter, and then the last one.
You asked for it.
Your soul shall be mine.
Here the Meeting Stone is a really good turn 1 play. I'm just going to toss the rest of these back. The Meeting Stone also guarantees me a turn 2 play, although how solid it is will depend. The turn 1 into turn 2 into a solid turn 3 is a really good start. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have a good 1-drop. Hopefully. Good. So turn 1 into a turn 2 taunt is also a really good option. Alternatively, the opponent expends a whole card to deal with this, and I'm happy with that as well. I'm gonna develop the Devout Adventurer because it's better if it gets buffed by the Cabal Outfitter. The 2 plus the 2 just stays on curve. Then
I have
Peon.
things you never knew you wanted.
Next turn, Eye of Cthulhu might help me clean up some of these minions on board. I think Necromancer's better here.
The dark path is my destiny.
Plus it corrupts the Dark Moon statue, and it's a good Dark Moon statue board. Take the value trade with the Cabal Outfitter because it probably trades with the Temple Berserker here. Hopefully the buff lands here. Unfortunately it does not. See what I get off of Sinister Deal, another Draconic Lackey. I need to stop discovering last. The Dragon Maw Scorcher is still a solid choice, but it's not as unfair as some of the other dragons. Still a solid card though. I don't think I'm that scared, but I also don't have a good play outside of dealing with it. So I may as well go this route and just kill it off. It does unfortunately give over the initiative to the opponent. They get to build their board before I get to build mine. But I have a good follow-up in Moarg Forge Fiend.
You're not ready for this.
I do have to kill that as soon as I can, but I don't have an answer right now. Demonic Assault's an answer, and I do just have to kill that thing. Hopefully he can't do anything gross with the Imprisoned Phoenix. I don't know what spells he hasn't.
Kind of.
Here the Dread Infernal looks solid.
Quash the marsh.
Kind of.
I'm back to being ahead on board, and actually the opponent's health total is starting to be a concern. 9 damage. The Scorpion's a little bit scary, but I can just Curse of Weakness to kill it. Never mind. Let's see what I get if I tap. Maw of Cthulhu.
One kill.
Grab your shield. It's a riot.
I'm not in love with this play, but the Scorpion makes things awkward.
Let me show you the
Arcane.
God, that is gross.
A second
That's exactly what I was worried about with the Imprisoned Phoenix. Got 2 big AoEs with that. Hellfire here is really, really good. I'm gonna tap and hopefully find something playable. The Body of Cthulhu is better than the Stormwind Guard. I just didn't want to play Stormwind Guard naked. But I was gonna coin it if I didn't draw into anything playable. I'm actually almost done with the building Cthulhu. Opponent's got a pretty good puzzle box of Yogg-Saron so far. Ow. A lot of damage the opponent's pushing. Okay. That seems like it was an insane puzzle box of Yogg-Strand.
Hello.
Extraordinary.
Fireball range.
Don't have enough.
I'm gonna play Peon. Okay, so it's not plagiarize. Developed a secret. Dealt a bunch of damage to my face.
King's honor, friend.
Grimoire of Sacrifice could help me deal with this board. Or at least part of it. It is really sticky. Enslaved Fellord is also a good draw for that.
My colors burn.
Firework Elemental is a really good answer.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That puzzle box also discovered a misspell, which permanently upgraded his hero power.
I enjoy crushing mortals like you.
But I am very nearly dead, and this hero power is actually a threat to my health total now. I guess you win some, you lose some. Alternatively, I could just top deck the piece of Cthulhu, and then Curse of Weakness to stall, and then top deck Cthulhu and win the game. That's where I'm at right now.
Hello.
I greet you.
Very skilled mage there, as we all saw.
Gul'dan versus Malfurion. I must protect the wild.
Your soul shall be mine.
Gonna throw all of that back. Oh, I'll keep the Elven. Will I? 1, 2. I don't think I will keep the Elven. I'll look for something better. Really want to find a 2-drop here because I have the Cabal Outfitter. No 2-drop, but the Hellfire could be a catch-up.
I could have sworn it went back together.
Opponent getting off to a little bit of a slow start, so that's good. I won't hopefully just die. I'm gonna go Hog Rancher here, because it gives me a target for the Cabal Outfitter next turn. Oh. Well, that's a really solid 3-drop.
Here, put this on.
Next turn's looking like it's likely Demonic Assault to clean this up. Unless I top deck Elven Archer.
Get out.
I could have gone Grim Necromancer there instead, but he just gets to kill off the Necromancer body with the Amalgam, and I'm left with just the 2 1/1s. I can develop the Necromancer behind the taunt.
Get out.
Behold, jewels of the sands.
5 mana 6/6 with taunt is good.
Let me tell you a story.
Handle it.
What to do?
And then I just take the value trade here. I'll just life tap. Start stockpiling value. we're getting into the late game. I think it's fine.
What fools these mortals be!
See what I get here.
I'll do back tomorrow.
Swift Messenger's actually a solid draw. I'll just tap again. Maw, if he goes wide, I can wipe his board with Heart.
Good tickets don't come cheap.
Next turn, I can stabilize behind Moarg. Next turn, I think I just go Morg, and then the turn after that, Moarg Meeting Stone, and then the turn after that, potentially Pit Croc. Start collecting some Meeting Stone value, and a Taunt, and the 1/3 doesn't really do much right now, anyway.
I have no master.
Thankfully that missed. Delicious.
Inside voices, please. Grab your shield. It's a riot.
And I'll push some damage phase. So it's not the greatest silence in the world, but it's decent. I'm just gonna assume they don't have nature spells. It's pretty unlikely that they would.
Back to your cell.
I've got more left in me.
Destiny.
I'm not gonna tap here. I don't think it matters, but I'm winning by enough that it's not worth taking the extra damage in case it ever matters.
I can see.
This is actually the best hand I've had all game, or all run. I'm gonna full keep here. Sinister Deal on 1, Peon on 2, Outfitter on 3. If the opponent gets off to a fast start, hopefully I'll be able to match it. If the opponent gets off to a slow start, hopefully I'll be able to blow them out of the water. Opponent full mulligan, so hopefully they drew poorly. Ethereal Lackey is probably my best bet here, just for some value in this game. I have the Lackey plus Evil Recruiter combo as well. Maybe a turn 4 play. Blazing Invocation. Seemed like they were torn between playing that or a 1-drop. I would have gone with the 1-drop, but it could be another spell, so I don't know. Next turn, Cabal Outfitter buffs the Peon. Lets me get a good trade in there. See what spell I get here. Hysteria is obscenely good in Arena. Also, the Golden Hysteria card art is really cool. I don't think I have a Golden Hysteria, so I haven't ever seen it. That is really cool. We'll go ahead and go with the power play here. I think Mortal Coil, because it's unlikely that 2 Hysterias are going to be that good.
Your lucky day.
basically played a 4 mana 8/8 that turn, injured Tolvir and potentially Mortal Coil.
You call that a weapon?
Seems like he hit the wrong target there. He should have hit the 4/2, since that has a good matchup against the 4/4. But I'm not gonna tell him how to play. See what I get here.
I'll do back tomorrow.
I'll try.
Dark Spear looks solid. Let's see what I get here.
I'm not going down without a fight.
Weak and puny.
To right!
I'll take you with me.
I want to push the tempo advantage and try to close out the game here. And try to push the advantage that way. But if I can just end the game sooner, that's better, obviously. Oh, that is horrible luck for the opponent. That is... I would quit the game. The Eternal Flame hit the only target that would cause it not to be triggered again. Good hand. I don't think I keep both 2-drops though. I think I send one back.
Your soul shall be mine. I am your nightmare.
I'll keep both and go 2 into 2 actually. I thought I was going first. The other cards in my hand kind of suck. But at least I can trade away the Librarian. Against another Warlock this time, so it is one of those cases where I can't count on my hero power just carrying me through the late game, because he has the same hero power. The Peon does get a very good matchup against the Loot Hoarder. I get to get the spell and keep the 2/1 body on board. Next turn, Fiendish Circle would be enticing, because following Fiendish Circle with Minari Mosher seems solid. It's good that he felt pressured enough to use the Lucky Soul Hoarder on without it being corrupted. He doesn't get the card out of it. And it shows that he doesn't have a better 3-drop in hand.
I'll try. So many possibilities.
Here, put this up.
I am gonna go Minari Mosher.
Hop in, the pit is churning.
Opponent went for a really aggressive line there, and I got to punish him a little bit for it. I did play a little bit off curve in order to do that. Maybe I should have traded the Librarian there. I think I don't use the tradable keyword very well.
We don't have any ink.
I'm gonna trade that away. This turn, Dark Moon statue is really solid. It gives me a +4 attack buff.
Tear asunder!
Interesting. Why didn't he kill the 2/1? Okay, that's an interesting play. Pretty neat. Getting the Meeting Stone down lets me start collecting value off of that. I'm pushing a lot of damage face, so I limit the utility of his hero power in the late game. The Swift Messenger can help me get through a taunt here. He's tapping, so that suggests he feels like he's out of options. That is a big minion, but I can get through it with the Swift Messenger. And push some more damage phase. Get the Wind Fury minion on board. Start threatening a lot of damage that way. And I have lethal Ogre taunt with the Pit Crocolisk next turn, if he clears my whole board. Big board swing by the opponent, a lot of taunts, but it's just not enough. I have the Pit Crocolisk, or for extra style points, the Dread Inferno lethal.
Your soul shall be mine.
I'm gonna keep the archer here and send back the rest. My finger is starting to hurt because I cut it yesterday, which led to me fainting because I hadn't eaten and I already had adrenaline, so I collapsed in my mom's room. It happens though. That's like an unavoidable accident. And then okay, it did to me. That's a fair point. It did happen to you. I can't deny that. I was standing in my mom's room and woke up on the floor yesterday when you cut it. Was it with your stupid knife? The stupid knife you're carrying around lately?
It's a riot.
Because you were playing with your knife. No, Lamau. I'm gonna coin Ball Outfitter here. It's a really solid target for the buff.
Back to yourself.
How did you just cut your finger standing in your mom's room? And why were you just standing in your mom's room? Isn't that your mom's room? Isn't that her job? To stand in her room.
Do you hear, Amnor?
I'll go life tap here, see what I get.
Wear it well.
Back to yourself.
Nah, I was in my mom's room because she has... Wait, it was a nail file on a multi-tool, slipped and cut my finger. The finger isn't why I passed out though, it was because of the adrenaline activity of cutting your nails. And then, nah, I was in my mom's room because she has bandages there, and I was putting that on your finger. She thought I was jockeying with her until I hit my head on the dresser from the cut. Okay, so the adrenaline from the cut. I'm going to trade this away. Unfortunately, no good follow-up after a very solid start. Mom has bandages in there. You were putting one on your finger. Is the finger big enough that you need a bandage, or was it like more of a band-aid situation? Yeah, but like it wasn't a lot. It was purely my garbage eating habits and already low blood pressure that runs in and out in our family. Well, if you have low blood pressure, that means on average we have average blood pressure, so it works out. I'm pretty sure we just need to hang out so that we have average blood pressure on average. But also, your garbage eating habits will contribute to that.
Here for a good time.
I could have sworn it went
If only there
back
was something you could do
together.
to improve your eating habits. It just does suck that that's completely out of your control. Don't know why they designed it like that. Just the 6/6 body here is good. Let's have an IV tube and just have one going to the other between us, even out our blood pressure. Except I don't think we're the same blood type. Osmosis, Lama. Yeah, like, if you feel a little bit of pain and your blood pressure is low, you can just lose consciousness. I didn't know that. I'll have to test it out when we hang out next time. Life tap into peon. You don't know your blood type. I don't know my blood type either. But I think my sister's AB, so potentially AB. I'm sure there's a positive or negative attached there somewhere, but not really my job to know that. I think I might have just lost. No, I'm fine. Felbolt plus I. There's no way. Okay. Okay, I thought I lost. Anyway, don't know if the negative or positive. If it's O negative, I think you're a universal donor, so that might work for me. I'd be fine. And then you wouldn't be fine, but that wasn't what I was worried about anyway. Let's try this.
Dark path is my destiny. King's honor, friend.
And this is a little bit scary. It's like not a good thing. That's what kills you. Oh, huh. Yeah, unlucky one. And my immune system doesn't have to win because you don't have any antibodies that register as foreign invaders in my... Also, the opponent played this very strangely. I'm gonna eat there. I think I have to keep tapping in order to win. Next turn, the Swift Messenger can finish this off potentially. Or even cut. Wouldn't that be a good thing if you have a good immune system? That way you won't get an infection from your skin barrier being compromised when you get cut into by the doctor. Okay, dude. Got a little bit salty there. Yeah, Zephyrus being too lethal. I don't get why you would be worried about having a good immune system for surgery. That's a good thing. Hey, break even on gold, get a pack for free, and 25 dust for free. Yeah, but doesn't that cause complications if you get something replaced? It doesn't cause complications. Like, I mean, if your immune system rejects, like, the organ or whatever you get replaced, then it doesn't matter how good the immune system is. It's just gonna win, because the organ's not fighting back. SI7 Assassin. 2 rares, above average pack. Ooh, legendary. Well above average pack. Ooh, the Demon Seed. Maybe I can play some Quest Warlock. It's been a good first stream back, and I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you're watching over on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/thefantasticbunny. Thank you all for watching, and...
Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's faking now. Yeah, she hates me now. I made mistakes, but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone. That's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off as friends. I don't really understand myself. I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear me if I yelled. It's so cold outside. I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside. I'm alone.